Welcome to Loaded Analysis. Top Sport is live to bring you all happenings in the world of football. Today we'll be looking at some center topics, but at the moment, we'll look at the Champions League round of 16 playoffs. Some incredible teams couldn't make it through to the round of 16 automatically. They have to go through the playoffs. And we have some big teams lined up. But first on the table, we want to talk about one incredible fixture that I think the fans worldwide want to release what's happening in that game. The Benfica versus, incredibly Real Madrid. The dominant factor, as long as Champions League is concerned, you don't mention Champions League without mentioning Real Madrid. So, coach, looking at this game, Benfica versus Real Madrid, you know who is the coach? We have Mourinho there. What do we see as a result of this game? Do we see the Real Madrid now coming back as a reviver to claim dominance over this two-leg fixture because it's going to be home and away? Or do we see Mourinho factor suppressing the Real Madrid? What is your take on this game?
Thank you very much. In fact, I think, will I say fortune smile on Mourinho again the second time? Because I see Mourinho taking this game upon himself to deliver Benfica as a team. Because coming in, from where he's coming in from to coach this Benfica team, you see have the money to qualify in this Champions League. Will I say qualifying through the back door, or will I say qualifying through every means, sweat and blood? So I don't see that Mourinho side relenting. In fact, they are coming back again with full energy. Yes, no doubt, Champions League has always been in the favor of Real Madrid for a period of a long time. In fact, they are being recognized as one of the best clubs who has won this trophy so much. In fact, the highest in the world.
The best club as far as Champions League is concerned.
But I see Mourinho pulling a great surprise to all football fans all around the world, coming back and doing something wonderful for the second time again.
So your take is you still see Benfica causing a surprise, just like what we saw in the last game of the group stage. They beat Real Madrid 4-2.
Yes.
You still see that similarity happening in this two-leg encounter.
Yes, with Mourinho by Benfica side, I still see them come. And this Real Madrid team, Mourinho has experience about this Real Madrid. It's a team that he has coached, and Mourinho is one of, we like it or not, is one of the most experienced coach presently in the world. Coaching a Benfica side does not relegate Mourinho to the background. He has been doing this job, and you see it from the last match that Benfica played against Real Madrid.
So, okay, though it's too early to see, but let me have your view on this. If you are to be asked, what are the 4 teams that could make it to the semi-finals? What comes to your mind? Like, list 4 teams for me that you can presume you see them in the semi-final of the Champions League this season.
The 4 teams that I can predict to be at the semi-final of the Champions League. I see Arsenal as one of the top contenders. I see MANCITY, the likes of MANCITY, and I see Bayern Munich. I see the likes of Bayern Munich. And I will want to say the 4th one with sentiment, like maybe Galatasaray, because one of our...
You mean the Osimhen factor?
Yeah, the Osimhen factor. Yes, I would like to add a club like Galatasaray here, because I want to see...
Like an underdogs.
Yes, I want to see Osimhen playing among the top 4 teams that will play in the semi-final of this Champions League team.
All right. So before we move to the next discussion for the day, I would like to go through the playoffs fixtures. You just pick the team that you think will win it, because it's going to be a two-leg encounter, right? So I'll be running through the fixtures now. When I call the fixture, you just tell me the club you think will win those 2 legs fixture.
Okay.
Are you ready? All
I'm
right.
ready.
Monaco versus PSG.
I see PSG.
Galatasaray versus Juventus.
Galatasaray.
Benfica versus Real Madrid.
Benfica.
Dortmund versus Atlanta.
I see Dortmund. No, Ademola Lookman.
CARRICK versus Newcastle. The left England team.
Newcastle.
Club Brugge versus Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid. Ademola Lookman.
Bodo Glimt versus Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
The last but not the least, Olympiacos versus Bayer Leverkusen.
Oh man, this one is very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult, but I'll go for Bayer Leverkusen.
All right, that said, now, I want to switch into something so important that we need to talk about this day. Now, the Premier League table. We saw that MANCITY kept a 4-gap pace between them and the league toppers, Arsenal. But coming to their just last games they played recently, that is match day 24, we saw them a little bit slump, coming to a 2-2 draw against a team that they're already winning 2-0 ahead. So looking at this now, Do you see a Man City side putting that pressure on Arsenal come the end of season, or do you see something else happening? Do you see a surprise in the Premier League this season, or do you just see Arsenal already have it since already they are leading with 6 points?
You see, this Premier League, Arsenal has a lot of experience. This is not the first time, and I believe this Arsenal side did not want to leave any stone unturned. In fact, with this 6 points and looking at the spirit in the camp of this Arsenal team, the Gunners, the way they fight, they really mean to win this trophy. Not to do it alone for the fans, but they want to do it for the coach as well, who has been working day in, day out from one season to another season. He don't want to end this season like other seasons, where he goes close to the trophy and at the end of the day, because the only shocker we can see is in Premier League now is the one of Manchester United, which is coming in full speed, which in 3 matches they've won. That is the only shocker. But for Man City, yes, people might be emphasizing, oh, Man City. Yeah, Man City, there's no doubt they are good. And with one thing Arsenal would not want to tolerate is to see Man City as a club topping them, because Man City can top any club in the Premier League side with 1 point and they will take it to the end. And I believe that same discipline is in this Arsenal side, and they will not be willing to let go of the Premier League for any club.
But at the moment, coach, we still have 14 matches to go.
Yeah, I know.
Before the end of the season.
Yes.
Don't you think it's still a long way to go to start saying Arsenal? Because the Arsenal you're talking about is the same Arsenal that we see them a little bit shaky at times. At times they come up from behind. You know, yes, they have tried to be consistent. Though, yes, they have always said Premier League is won in January, right? But this time around, the 6 point gap is too small, so minute compared to 14 games yet to go.
Yeah, but you know, so many people, so many sport fans, so many sport pundits have been predicting Arsenal to draw point whenever it is January. But do you know what happened? One thing with why in the past 2 seasons, Arsenal will always come close to winning the Premier League, and at the end of the day, they will drop not to win the Premier League. And if you look at the point gap between Arsenal and this team that won the Premier League, Man City, you see that the difference is not even up to 3, or sometimes it's not even up to 4. And do you know why? The problem is Arsenal in time past, whenever injury comes to the club, they usually suffer squad death. Because now the scenario is different. If you look, every position in this Arsenal team has a replacement. So in terms of injury, there's no lack. There's no squad depth. So that is why I said this Arsenal of this season is different from Arsenal of past season. Because we cannot bring in those things in the past and compare to this Arsenal of now. That is why I said, even if the Premier League still have 20 matches to go, this Arsenal team with Mikel Arteta, with his management in this club, is going to properly manage this team to the level which, at the end of the season, they should be going home with a Premier League title.
All right, so by your virtue now, you still see Arsenal emerging as the eventual Premier League champion come end of the season.
Yeah, I don't always see Arsenal emerging as the champion of England. I also see them coming as champion of Europe. Maybe it might even be the first time. It might be, yes, that is what I'm seeing. It might be a record breaking history for Arsenal this season. So because if you look at them, look at the Champions League, they've been at the top for a long time. So with the form and the squad and the caliber of player and the management of Mikel Arteta, I see Arsenal surprising Europe this season.
All right, that is a good one from the coach. So before we round it up, let's have a little touch on La Liga. You know, we have known it over the years that La Liga is predominantly by just 2 teams, the Real Madrid and the Barcelona factor. But now, with the acquisition of Atletico Madrid, trying to bring in Ademola Lookman, do we see the Atletico Madrid team under Diego Simeone coming up now to put up a shaker on the title race? Still, we know we still have a long way to the round of the seasons. So what do we expect from this? Or do we see the usual Real Madrid-Barcelona contention for the title? Because just 1 point separate these two teams.
In the La Liga.
Mind you, Lookman now is coming to Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
So does that play any additional factor to the Atletico Madrid?
Yes, it plays an additional factor. You see, in La Liga, there's one club I respect so much apart from Real Madrid and Barcelona is Atletico Madrid. And one of the toughest coach, one of the strongest coach of La Liga I respect so much is Diego Simeone. His vast knowledge when it comes to football tactics and management of players. For him, going for Ademola Lookman is a right step in a positive direction.
Okay.
And I see this team coming to the table, competing with it. Yes, there's still time. And this Atletico Madrid side is a good team. No doubt. Ademola Lookman coming into this team is a big plus. That is why I said Diego Simeone, he knows how to manage this team. He knows what he wants. And he has been managing this team for a couple of times. And we all have seen his effort around the whole football tournament. In the La Liga, in the Champions League, even in Europa, in every ramification of every place where he has taken this team to compete. He has been a wonderful coach so far. But for Ademola Lookman to come in, I think it's going to boost their outcome in every outing they have this time.